we're starting like a new way of teaching. Losico is trying to revamp all the courses 360 degrees. So we're trying to introduce like a practical problem before, and then like giving you a client hypothetical, and then we are diving into the potential questions or the potential problems that a client can ask regarding laws or business laws or contract laws of those countries. Okay, so that's how we're going to start today's class. It's a little different. And once Anant leaves, I would request all of you to stay back and let me know what you thought about the new way of teaching. You're not doing PowerPoint slides anymore. It's going to be a straightforward document which would become a chapter on your LMS in a couple of days. So let me know what you think. We were trying to make it much more practical than theoretical. So just think about that. Let me know what you think about the new way of teaching, and then we'll add and change if required, depending on your suggestion. Yeah. Okay.
Hi guys, good evening. It feels an honor to address you guys just before the
Good
vacation.
evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening. So I thought let's make it more exciting, and Pallavi has put in a good amount of hard work for you to like have this infused session where not only we'll learn theoretical aspects, but also what we'll be figuring out is how can we implement or enforce or put this in real life. A few of you who are practicing and who already have some brush with contract law would be able to connect better, and for others I am of course there to handhold and make you understand everything. So you remember last time we were doing Hong Kong, we had, and I was overemphasizing on the fact that how rent rates are bad there, and the property rates are bad. But why am I making you jump all these aspects is because we need to understand the length and breadth of any particular country as such. Like if someone who's an international student or a foreign citizen, they ask me how do you define India, of course I'll try to tell peculiarity that oh, enforcement is really slow. Like that's the peculiarity we know from. So that's what we're just trying to do today. Few skills that we'll be picking on is one is like legal advisory, the prerequisites and the essentials of formation of contract, legal principles of contract in Hong Kong, understanding the difference between contract law in Hong Kong and contract law in India, what are the contractual remedies available in Hong Kong. So something like a mix, like whereby we are trying to cover both your theoretical aspect as well as practical aspect. Yes, Pallavi, next slide. Okay, one second. Oh, sorry. I'm so used to saying next slide. I'm like, why slide not changing? Sorry, sorry. Yes, okay. Um, this is the scenario one that we'll discuss. What we're trying to do is discuss a situation and try to put in theory there so that like it seems like the real matrix, okay, where everything is just so clear. So I'm like your Neo, just trying to navigate you through everything. Mr. Gupta is owning a small company named Blue Chili Private Limited, serving Asian delicacies in Western India, specifically in the region of Pune and Mumbai. They want to introduce dim sums and wonton noodles as a part of their upgraded menu. Since dim sums and wonton noodles are authentic to Hong Kong, they wish to source their ingredients from Hong Kong through a local vendor. However, they have little knowledge about the contract law in Hong Kong and have come up to you for legal advice. However, someone suggested that he needs to have a contract lawyer based in Hong Kong for this work. He's very unsure about the scenario, the contract law in Hong Kong. First question is that how do parties enter into contracts in Hong Kong? Are there any prerequisites essential that Mr. Gupta should keep in mind? Just like a brief understanding, if I can give you a background understanding. Hong Kong also follows common law. They have similar principles to that of India, of our acceptance, those nitty-gritties that exist. So one will only look into what are the essentials when we do contract law in India. What are the essentials in India?
It's your offer of an acceptance,
Okay,
consideration,
right.
without any undue influence, coercion, or misrepresentation and fraud.
Mhm.
This
Okay,
free consent. Yeah.
great. Anmol says free consent. Harsha writes offer acceptance, consideration free consent. Palak writes offer acceptance, consideration. So somewhere we are very sure as to what are the dimensions of these ingredients. Uh, do we know Balfour versus Balfour? Anyone? Yes. What was in Balfour versus Balfour? Yes, Julie, please tell us Balfour versus Balfour. Harsha, what is the most important? Correct. Anmol, correct. Legal intention. Okay. Harsha also writes legal intention to create a relationship. Now, this intention to create legal relationship is somewhat we witness every day. Can you give me examples? In Balfour versus Balfour, do you think there was something like, yes, Vipul?
Guys, you can unmute and speak as well.
Yes, sir. So, like, yes, anyone can contract to anybody, but they are not willing to perform the term of the contract.
Mhm.
So that is how he have not any intention to perform the contract.
Okay. So the I would rephrase it a little, Vipul. I would like to say that with the purpose of creating some sort of legal liability, people try to create legal relationships also. Otherwise, oral contracts, if two parties are very well within each other's contact and they do not require any sort of contractual relation, they can go forth, right? Like two traders, okay? One trader purchases sugar from the other trader. She, they will not require any sort of formal contract, or do they? Do you think your local vendor has contracts with everyone? No? Okay. No? Yes, Julie? No?
No written contracts are required. Na? For movable
Correct.
properties, orals are fine.
Correct. 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 However, in certain cases, we require certain parties to create this formal legal relationship in order the transactions work properly. For example, let's say any distribution agreement between, let's say, Warner Brothers and PVR for release of Matrix. Yeah, guys, you'll get a lot of reference of Matrix today, just telling you in advance. So, in that sense, the Warner Brothers have a legal intention or a intention to create legal relationship with PVR. Is that okay? This much we understand for the purpose
Yes.
of contract. Yeah. Aha. I see. Lovely. Now, if we go a little further, when we discuss legal relationships, next that comes important is offer. Just like how Morpheus gives an option to Neo, take the red pill or the blue pill. Like, which one do you choose? And what is an offer? What is an offer according to you? How can we define an offer?
A
Yes,
proposal to do or abstain from doing something is an offer.
very good, very good. Can I say if I go for window shopping, if I go to a mall and I do window shopping, I enter Zara. There's these really nice fur boots, or let's say really nice overcoat that I can purchase. Yeah. And when I go inside and I say, please sell this to me, they refuse. Harsha is already writing the answer. Okay. What is it called, guys? Others? Yes, Vipul?
For invitation to an offer.
Correct, correct. Invitation to offer. Palak writes willingness to agree on certain terms. Absolutely, Palak. Now, Anmol also writes invitation to offer. Oh, okay, yeah, he means an invitation to offer only. Okay. Now, when we discuss this in great detail, offer, we know one of the most famous cases, Carlyle versus Smokeball case. What was that? Can anyone recount that judgment, the Carlyle Smokeball judgment?
So it was about offer to the general public at a large, and anybody can accept it. Acceptance needs not be communicated. Just performance of the terms of offer is as good as acceptance.
Very well, very well. Correctly put. Lovely. So we have defined what is an offer. We have differentiated what is invitation to offer. Now let's come to acceptance. When is acceptance communicated? When is acceptance complete?
So when it is communicated,
When it is communicated. Okay.
like you said,
How is it communicated? By which all means can we communicate?
so oral, written,
by letter or by
post,
mail.
anything, mail.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Now, if in case I need to send my revocation to the acceptance that I have done, what is the rule that applies?
Before it get delivered to the offerer.
Okay. Mind you, why I'm repeating all this is because Hong Kong uses the similar law, right? That's I'm just trying to revise it with you because in the end we also have this query that like how is it similar and dissimilar to India. So I'm just trying to cover as we go. Okay. Now what is the receipt rule? Does anyone remember?
No, sir.
Anyone? We did study last class, I feel. No one? Okay. So in the receipt rule, what happens is that the acceptance is communicated orally. The contract is established upon receipt of the acceptance from the offerer. Okay. That is to say, for example, you remember that if you send a fax and the person does not see the fax and you send revocation immediately and the person sees revocation first, which one will apply?
The first one, which he opens, like the revocation will apply.
Right. So the receipt rule, or how we know it in India as postal rule, friends. Do you remember postal rule?
Yes, now I remember.
See, sometimes we need to like go in the mainframe, I feel. Similarly, the emails, what rule applies on the email, friends? Can anyone say?
Mail which reach first.
Hmm? Mail which you receive.
delivered to delivered to the recipient first.
Yeah. These days, some students are so clever or some clients are so clever. What they do is send a mail tracker. Now I hardly open, like I used to see WhatsApp messages like in preview. Now I see emails also in preview. Because the moment you see, oh, the notification goes that the person opened your email. What is this life we are living? Anonymity was the general rule of contract. Do you think is it good? Blue ticks? Yes, friends? Want to know your perspective?
Yeah, maybe good, sir.
Julie saying no, not at all. Others? Oh, you keep them off anyway, Harsha. Okay, I see. Really. And in Hong Kong, under the Electronic Transactions Ordinance, and as per section 17 and 19, it recognizes email communications and the same receipt rule there. Okay. Now, what is the consideration?
Yeah, something in return.
Something in return. Okay. Others? Anyone else? What is the consideration? Yes. Anyone wishes to attempt? Can I say, let's say if Vipul purchases 100 pens to be sold to me, okay, it's like a reselling agreement. So he purchases it from Julie, gives it to me, and in the process, what happens is I tell Vipul that for these 100 pens, I will perform at next family gathering that you have. Okay, I'm a stand-up comedian and I perform that there. Is that valid? Can I do so? Is that a valid consideration? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. So there seems to be a general concurrence on the fact that services can also be provided in lieu of the money or in lieu of the products, right? Now, one thing that becomes important is, can gift deeds be, are gifts consideration?
No, sir. It is come under exception part.
Okay. Okay. Julie writes natural love. Okay. Others? Lakshmi, you're not answering. Apollina, what do you feel? Rukaya? Okay. So consideration becomes important, as you know, like the ancient system of barter system. Yeah. In barter system, we would realize that to get let's say a kg of lentils or dal, as you call it, you have to sell a little livestock. Yeah. Do you remember that barter system? Have you studied barter system?
No, sir.
Oh, Vipul, what would happen for barter system is, let's say I want a mobile phone, and you have the mobile phone and I have a lot of pens. So for that one mobile phone, I'll give you like 1,000 pens. Very bad analogy. This would not happen in ancient Rome or Greece, but like the easiest way, there is some sort of exchange that happens. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now, capacity to contract. How many of you here are not in a capacity to contract? And please give the reasons for.
I think all are capable to
Acha. I would say I am not. Temporary insanity. I'm like working before vacation start. I am above 20%. Okay, great. Oh, you're above 18, na? Ha. ठीक है. For your contractual consent, it's 18. The government introduced for marriage consent, nothing else. We contract consent, you still have 18. Okay. So it's clear minors cannot enter into contract, insanity as a defense, or sometimes even insolvency is a defense, and sometimes also in certain cases moral turpitude. Like certain areas, they consider moral turpitude also as something where you do not have capacity to contract. Okay, now let's go to second question. In case there is a breach on behalf of Mr. Gupta or other contracting party, are there any remedies available to him under the law in Hong Kong? Yes, friends.
Yes, sir.
Like what? Okay, Palak.
Like
Ah.
remedy or arbitration for
Mm-hmm.
any, we can say any compensation or damages. Like
Okay. Palak writes damages. Harsha says damages and injunction. What else? Think something more. Specific performance. Okay, we are going in great direction, Palak. Okay, excellent. Someone else? Julie, or let's say Lakshmi or Apollina. What about same as these? Okay. What about unjust enrichment, friends? Do you remember that Quantum Marriott? When Quantum of Solace came, I would always say, "Oh, did you watch Quantum of Marriott?" Like Harsha, okay. What is Quantum of Marriott? I was about to say Solace now. What is quantum? Yes,
I think
Julie.
it means as much as earned, like
Very good. It's a
In
principle of equality.
proportion of the work done.
Very good. The Lords are speaking today. Very good. I have less work to do. There is something. Yeah, Palak, you also wish to say something?
I just wanted to say that where there is no price that has been agreed between the parties, that's when it comes.
Wow. Qualifying condition. Very good, Palak. Seems like magic today. Like Santa came early, one day early, to India, even after so much fog. So, in this Do you remember fundamental breach that we studied in CISG, friends? Yeah, we are all like forgetting. Huh? Control Shift Delete in all everyone's head. Oh, we remember. Apolline. Nice. Arsha, great. So, what is the material breach and what is fundamental breach? I spent a lot of time explaining this to you. Now, this is your time to show. Otherwise, -1 to everyone.
Some material breach is basically when we breach or violate any legal obligations present in the contract. And fundamental breach is something that's not recognized in India,
Mhm.
but I cannot explain you what is that.
Okay, one step is good. That is not recognized in India. That's good. If anyone can tell me article of CISG, see, we keep revising. It's a holistic experience. Like any dish that we prepare, we go back to the first dish that we prepared. In this materiality of breach also, like, would matter. Like, for example, there is a term which is essential term. Yeah. Article 25, Palak. Okay, I'll answer this to you in the end of the class. So anyone who wishes to still remember has a chance. Yes. Now, whenever, just guessing. No, of course. Breach also can be considered if there is a performance term that had to be done, was not done, or there was, let's say, a term, for example, time is the essence. Yeah, we have studied that, right? Time is the essence of the contract. And if someone does not perform during that time, so what do you do?
Contract became void, sir.
Very good. Damages, how many types? Material breach. Very good, Harsha. What all types of damages? First is liquidated. Very good, Palak. Let's start the ball rolling. Next, after liquidated,
Unliquidated.
unliquidated. Okay, more. Punitive, excellent. Anyone other than that? Nominal, very good. Okay. Exemplary, chalo. Very good. Now we can go to if there are multiple remedies that exist. What happens in that case? For example, you can sue for damages. There exists a specific performance that you can go for. Or for example, you can go for quantum merit. What do you do? How do you weigh in? This doctrine or this right is called doctrine of election or right of election, that you elect one remedy which you wish to pursue. Hong Kong and India both have similar concepts. They allow for this. Is that clear, friends? Yes? Okay, great. Mr. Gupta is also confused about the key differences between applicability of contract law in India and contract law in Hong Kong. Briefly explain to him about any fundamental difference that exists between the two laws. By now, do you find any difference between Hong Kong law and Indian law? No? No? Others?
No, sir.
No? Okay, great. Okay. Lakshmi says no. Okay, excellent. Apolline? Julie, have you written? No? Okay, great. Everyone is saying no, it seems. Okay. Now, let's come to the fourth situation. In a scenario wherein it is impossible for the vendor to perform the contract, what advice will you give? Now, please recount. Pandemic just started. What was the most favorite discussion of everyone? Yes. What was the discussion that happened? Force majeure. Okay. Frustration of contract. Very good, guys. Anyone else? Force majeure. Okay, Apolina, great. Okay. Now, what is frustration of contract and how does force major come into picture?
Frustration is basically when the contract becomes impossible to perform, and force major is basically act of God. So accordingly, the contract becomes
V-
impossible.
Very good, very good. Now, for example, uh, why did the COVID-19 become a question of impossibility or supervening illegality and so on and so forth, or like act of God? Because let's say you had to go supply, you had to go teach tuitions in, let's say, Akash Institute, or let's say some famous institute. Uh, in that, when you go, what happens is that due to pandemic, you can't go anywhere and students also can't enter, so they don't pay you salary. What can you do in that case? Can you seek any remedy? Is it impossibility? Is it force major? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, one of the most famous cases in the entire common law would be Krell versus Henry. Now, what happened in 1902, I feel, King Henry had to be crowned as the king. So this chap had rented plaintiff's home to watch the coronation. And when this was postponed, the coronation, you understand coronation, right? The King Edward had to become a king. The entire formal ceremony of putting. Yeah. 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 Hush. Okay. Great. So now he said that the contract clearly terminated because since the coronation did not happen, you do not deserve the rent amount. What do you suggest? Is it perfect?
No, sir.
Yeah. Why? Others? Okay. For example, many people, what they had done also, they booked banquet halls for marriages and all. And due to COVID-19 guidelines, they could not do so. And instead of the so-called 300 people that they were bringing for marriage, now they were only 20. They wanted to renegotiate. Can they renegotiate?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Everyone is saying yes. Excellent. What if a person who had to perform the contract? Do you remember? Oh, I'll ask you this. So there was this painter who had to paint this painting and he had taken some advance for that. He passes away. Do you think, is it enforceable, this contract?
No.
No? Okay. Why?
So contract gets frustrated due to death,
Very
and
good.
it's a
Persons.
personal skill, so cannot.
Very good. Very good. Everyone is on point today. Pallavi, could you scroll down the uh, whatever document? Is the contract law of Hong Kong friendly to foreign business in the food industry? This, I think, you can also check and come back to us because this becomes one of the essential questions as lawyer, isn't it, Pallavi? This they can check, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So this is a small homework that I would want you to do. That whether, like, uh, food industry vis-a-vis your contract law and whether one should go for it or not. Now let's come to scenario number 2. Mr. Gupta now has a better understanding of how he can contract with a party in Hong Kong and is now looking to open a franchise in Hong Kong. He comes across Mr. Tu, who has a number of properties in Hong Kong and regularly deals with foreign partners in opening franchise stores in Hong Kong. Mr. Gupta has discussed prospects of opening a franchise of Blue Chili in downtown Hong Kong and wants to enter into a franchise agreement with Mr. Tu. You all understand franchise or franchisee agreements? Yes, McDonald's, or whether it be H&M's or all these franchise agreements. Yeah, all of these. Yeah, we do understand. Excellent. Now, Mr. Gupta was again uh, a little desperate. So what he wanted to do was again seek your help. The first question he puts to you is, Palvi, could you share the screen? Okay, she's showing us the franchisee agreements. Yes, yes, Pallavi, please do. Yes. So what is the relationship between the parties? This law sequel is created.
Yeah.
Wow, excellent. So what is the relationship between the parties? Why do you need a franchisee agreements? These are certain essential questions that one needs to answer. Could you show it? Could you scroll down? And this is the agreement. We are providing them, right?
Yeah, it's already there on the LMS. This is the LMS.
Oh, I see. Excellent. Guys, if you have any query reading the agreement, please let me know. Till that time, I'll cover the rest of the portion. Could you come to the whatever it's called now? Yes. Mr. Gupta wants to understand the fundamental scope of the contract that he's about to enter into. Kindly draft a clear and precise clause which explains such scope. What do you suggest, friends?
The franchisee agreement.
Hmm?
So we need to draft franchisee agreement.
Yes, yes, correct. What all clauses will you write? You can.
So like
Huh.
major basic clauses that there will be there, and additionally there will be a clause that the franchisor will take the responsibility to uh, transfer the know-how and help the franchisee establish the business and
Yeah.
related to that basically.
Okay.
Those are governing law clause or dispute resolution.
Okay. We would, of course, want a governing law and dispute resolution clause, but technically speaking, we would go something before that, right? Could you all open the draft agreement that you have? Very good. Representation, warranties. Correct. I was looking for that. Dispute resolution, of course, you're correct. Brand transfer, of course. Like, can you imagine? Uh, what was his name? Roland McDonald. That's the name. That chap who,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Donald McDonald. Yeah.
Yeah, Ronald McDonald, who would stand before McDonald's. That's like a sine qua non. That's an essential that McDonald's ensure that you put in that chap, like, that Joker. You guys have seen it? Or is it ancient? Yeah. Okay. Thank God. I was feeling ancient all of a sudden. So, in this, the franchisor and the franchisee enters into an agreement for a time period, and there they also talk about the scope. What all business are they going to carry, and which premises are they going to carry it at? Let's say I want to open let's say a new Hamley store in Ville Parle, or let's say in Khan Market. So I will plan accordingly, right? I will tell you the detail of the premises that I'm opening into, the dimensions and what all products. Do you understand the basic concept?
Yes.
Or for example, I want to open Burger King. Of course, I'll like take on all the menu items and say regular food inspection will be done, like how in this case they are saying so and so forth. Do you understand basic terms of franchise agreements with respect to Mr. Gupta? Yeah. Okay, great. Pallavi, could we go back to the document? Okay. As part of the contract, Mr. Gupta would like to have us to have secure clauses governing the responsibility and liability of both the parties. Could you name a few responsibilities and liabilities? Just name any. I know you can see the uh, draft.
Maintain the quality of the product.
Very good. Very good. Absolutely. McDonald's take pride in this fact that their quality is same everywhere. I differ, but maybe payments. Very good, Apollina. You're on absolute money sense today. Like you're bang on money. Great. Others? Quality, quantity, size, or let's say the description. All these become really huge responsibilities. The insurance, the fact that there is no demolition of the brand, there is no damages, hygiene, absolutely, absolutely. No, but like Harsha, what will happen? Mr. Gupta cannot infuse this. He will say you have to comply with the local MCD laws.
There will be inspection regularly, so
हाँ
accordingly that would
हाँ
be there. Yeah.
बरोबर correct. ठीक है. So everyone has answered good responsibilities and liabilities. He's also concerned about how the contract would govern the fees and any payment that he would have to make while in Hong Kong. Now tell me that. Collection of payment or receiving of royalty or whichever sense that they are structuring it. What would you suggest? How would you suggest taking off money and which date? Fixed date, very good. We should keep a fixed date, first of every month. I like my money to come on the first.
And what about whether the payment would be lump sum or would it
Currency.
be tranche? Would it be paid after? Would it be dependent on certain performance? Like, okay, you've set up, you've rented a place, you've started training your staff, we'll pay certain amount then. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, man, right.
Mm. Late payment, very good, Apollina. Apollina, you have worked on franchisee agreements or what? Today you're like absolutely on fire, I feel. Answering everything that I would like to notice in a contract. Penalty clauses you can put for liquidated damages also in certain cases, like for fees and lawyer costs. What if you do require lawyer costs due to some amount of sanctioning that you would require? Yeah. Fourth, in addition to the same, he also wants a clear clause highlighting the laws governing the contract between Blue Chili and Mr. Two. Aa gaya Vipul, your favorite clause. Now tell us. Enlighten us. How would you draft the governing clause?
Yeah, the law governing in the Hong Kong law.
Chalo, we have given the control to them. Pele, सीधा, खत्म. HKIC, we will put the dispute resolution clause. Oh, sorry. Did I just preempt the question? Oh, so the contract would go and they will say that Hong Kong laws will apply for any sort of dispute. Can they also prefer CISG? Would you do that? Okay. CISG, we have forgotten. That ship has sailed. Uh-huh. Fifth, Mr. Gupta is also concerned about any disputes that may arise out of this agreement. He wants to know how will both the parties resolve any dispute. Yes, friends. Now tell me this. Everyone has to draft now and quickly. I want you to perfect the art of drafting contract clauses. Of the special dispute resolution clause. Huh? By the end of this course, you should orally tell the dispute resolution clause.
So first we will go for negotiation and then arbitration under Hong Kong law,
Correct.
arbitration center.
Correct. Everyone, please welcome. What's her or his name? Pallavi? Can't hear you.
Yeah, she's Billie Eilish. She's being a little angry. Most beautiful cat here. See?
Oh,
Say hi.
nice. She's all Christmas gift for us, huh?
Yeah. You can go. Go.
She's not liking dispute resolution clauses currently. Huh. Draft everyone quickly. I want you to draft. Very good. Choose a governing law and arbitration tribunal. Now draft. I want the exact clause in my chat box before I end this old year.
Guys, please draft dispute resolution governing law clause. And Anant will give you live feedback. Yeah, I'll also be looking at the chat. You're waiting, guys? Dispute resolution clause and governing law clause. Governing law can be just as simple as this agreement will be governed by the laws of Hong Kong, or this agreement, this franchisee agreement would be governed by the laws of India, or some neutral venue. Yeah.
I want you to do this simply for the reason that you can get practical feedback live.
Yeah, and this is a drafting class. So let's draft sometimes in class as well. Waiting for Julie, Vipul, Harsha, Palak, Lakshmi, Karti, Rukaya, Apolina, Anmol, Nishant.
Okay. Karthi writes, this agreement will be governed by the laws of Hong Kong. Okay. This agreement shall be governed by the substantive laws of Hong Kong. The seat of arbitration shall be Hong Kong. Okay. You guys are taking easiest way out. I'm noticing. I can clearly see it in the matrix code that what you're trying to cheat. Guys, please draft better better clauses. Only that will help you to get bigger jobs and like better packages. I hope you have given them some sort of material previously, isn't it, Pallavi? Yeah. Guys,
And even if we've not, everyone can just draft 1 or 2 lines to us, whatever they think is right. And then there are no right or wrong answers, guys. So you can just draft and participate, and that's how you will be able to attempt the assignment also.
I have copy pasted a clause from my assignment.
I'm noticing, Julie, like I was all examining it with close eyes.
Apolina is writing, any disputes arising out of this agreement shall be resolved by arbitration. Arbitration tribunal shall consist of 1 arbitrator appointed by the parties mutually. Julie is writing, any dispute arising out of or in connection with this franchisee contract. Franchisee agreement, usually, Julie, contract we don't write, including but not limited to any question regarding its existence, validity, or termination shall be referred to and finally resolved by arbitration, administered by HKIAC in accordance with arbitration rules of HKIAC, for the time being in force and be incorporated in this contract by reference. You can also add any amendments made thereof, because sometimes they amend. I think HKIAC, they might have 2020 rules, 2021 rules. So any new amendments might also be included in it by default. Yeah. The seat shall be Hong Kong. Each party will have 1 arbitrator. Very good. Very good, Vipul. Good, Palak. Good, guys. Everyone is drafting. Very happy.
Very good, guys. Like all I want for Christmas is you, effectively. Anyone left genuinely? Oh yeah, Apolina is writing something. English language. Very good, Apolina. This is a very important point. All international contract lawyers should always mention English before they get royally screwed by their clients or by some foreign client. So that's that. Okay, guys. Anyone else who's attempting and wants my input? Some really nice work today. Some really masala answers that you've given today. I'm really happy. Considering none. Okay, guys. See you in the next year. Next year will be much more fun-filled. Will be much more great. Whatever feedback you have, we will improve on that, of course. And we'll give you a better sense in the coming year. I hope you have enjoyed whatever you have received till now in the past lectures. And hope this journey of learning continues. Okay. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas, guys.
Thank you so much, Anand. And just
you.
one announcement,
Thank you.
guys. For the next month in Jan, we might have, I mean, we will definitely have, but we'll give you the dates exactly. We will have a class on negotiation where Anant will guide you through different techniques of negotiation. So one class you'll have theory of how a negotiation takes place. We'll have Pragati and Shruti or someone else from our team just show you a mock simulated negotiation. And then in the next class, we'll divide you into groups and we'll put you in breakout rooms where you will be negotiating with each other. Okay. And similarly, we're going to follow a pattern for mediation as well. So it is very, very important you attend the theory class. Otherwise, you will not be able to negotiate. Okay. So I'm going to be circulating a preference form a couple of days before that. And everyone has to come. You have to make sure your teammate comes. You have to make sure the other side comes. And if you say that you will come and you don't turn up, we will marking you negatively in your assignment score.
And this
Okay.
is only for you guys. Like Pallavi and her team is sitting every day deciding and discussing like how can we improve your experience. So please attend these lectures. Already I see marked improvement in all of you. So like just few small things and will be better and like better than the rest if nothing else.
Yeah. We might combine you with another course so that you have a couple of more people, seeing that just like 10, 15 people coming. So there'll be another course, contract drafting course, which we'll merge. You'll have another 10, 15 people. So you will be interacting with them. You will be talking to your teammates. It's a good way of networking, connecting with like-minded individuals. So we will be encouraging that. And one day we'll have a joint simulation of negotiation. Okay. It really worked in one of our other courses and students really enjoyed it. So that is something we are planning for Jan. And then you'll have a couple of classes from a French expert. So she's also coming and teaching GDPR and contract enforcement in France. So those are things that we are planning for January. And if you have any other questions, you can always reach out to us. And if you want to have specifically ask some questions to Anant, you can tell me and I email those questions to him.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you guys. Okay, bye Pallavi. See you.
Thank you,
See you
Anant.
next-
Thank you,
Thanks.
sir.
Happy holidays and
Merry
hope to see
Christmas.
you.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
See ya.
next Jan. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Happy
See you.
holidays. Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
I'll just quickly take you all through the assignment as well. This is what has been shared. Yeah. So exercises on contract law in Hong Kong. It's very similar to what was taught in class. So you have a similar hypothetical, again, food industry. He wants to enter or company operates restaurants and they're looking forward to establishing a company in Hong Kong and engage a local vendor. So again, they're asking, how do parties enter into a contract? What are the prerequisites? If there is a breach, what are the remedies available? They're confused between differences between Indian law and Hong Kong law. Explain at least two differences between the jurisdictions. And if it is impossible for the vendor to perform, what will be the advice that you give them? And is the contract law of Hong Kong friendly to foreign businesses in the food industry? Yeah. So you can research on the last question. And the other questions were discussed in class. And the second one is a franchisee agreement. So that is there on your LMS here. Yeah, if you see the template here, it's there. So you can use that and draft it. Okay, again, don't copy paste it directly from the template. Try to type it out and write it in your own words. That's how you learn how to draft. Okay. So again, first is scope. Second is what are the clauses governing responsibilities and liabilities? What would be the payment and fee structure, highlighting the governing law and the dispute resolution clause. Okay, pretty simple and straightforward. And this is a sample of how your freelance Upwork and Fiverr gig looks like. They're seeking a corporate advisor for Hong Kong. And they're paying close to $60 to $117 US. Yeah, is that clear? Any question, guys? No PPT today, Julie. That's what was the new technique that we're trying. So what did you think about the new technique which we are trying? Like, it was practical. We wanted to introduce a client problem and then discuss possible questions that clients would ask and agreement related to that problem. What did you think? You can just unmute and give us your feedback. We're trying something new. We're trying to make the classes more practical instead of theoretical. So yeah,
And
please
that's-
feel free to answer. Yeah. Vipul.
Yeah, ma'am, that is good, ma'am, because the PPT is not helpful like practical contract,
Correct.
drafting of any practical contract or discussing any practical issue.
Okay.
So this move is good for us, I think so.
Okay. Thanks.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
I have
Lakshmi?
one question.
Also,
Yeah, Vipul.
I
1 minute, guys.
received
Just 1
two
minute.
mail-
Huh?
Two mail regarding the submission of the assignment, which
Okay.
may be incorrect, but I already submitted on same day,
Okay.
and I'm unable to submit again.
So I don't understand what was the problem. You submitted assignment incorrectly.
No,
ma'am,
I submitted correctly, but I still
everyone
receive a
has
mail.
received this mail.
Everyone has received this mail that you've submitted the assignment incorrectly.
Yes, ma'am,
Right,
for
right.
two assignments.
For
but
two assignments, I'll just take this
Yeah.
up. I think Vipul, you already shared the screenshot with me.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yeah,
I'll
right.
just take this up with the operations team and I'll point out. I didn't understand your query. I thought you wanted to resubmit an assignment. So I'll just find out why this email has been sent to everyone. There was some problem with the assignment portal and they were fixing it. So maybe while fixing it, there was a bug which just sent that email out to you guys. So we'll just figure out
Then-
why that happened.
No, you can communicate on group, so we all
I
are
will tell
aware of that.
everyone on the group.
Okay,
Yeah?
thank you.
Yeah, Lakshmi wanted to say something, then Harsha. Lakshmi wanted to give feedback for the class?
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is really useful because though we read theoretical part, implementing that into the legal terms, at least in my perspective, is quite difficult for me. So if we start with maybe first two to three times, it will go wrong or we need a corrections, but slowly we can learn. This is a good initiative. At least in front of the class, if we try to learn draft two to three statements, it will help us so that we can think and understand. And as this issue is, even I have been facing that. If you remember the other day, I tried reaching you, asking if I can speak with you. This was the issue that I got a mail saying that resubmit the assignment. I was not knowing what was the issue as well.
Okay. Yeah. So now we find out. I think it's been sent to everyone. So it's not just you or Vipul. It's been sent to everyone. So we'll just figure out why that was sent and we'll fix it. Okay. So you don't have to resubmit anything. We'll just find out why that has happened. Yeah?
Okay, but I think this process is much better, Pallavi.
It's better.
Drafting,
Very good. Yeah. Okay.
More practical. If it goes mistakes, also well and good. But at least I can learn something in the class itself instead of reading again the concepts again. If you practice, it will stick in the mind.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah. Harsha, you wanted to say something.
Even I like today's lecture. Also, I wanted to, while I was reading about Hong Kong and Singapore's law, there were certain concepts that, I want to read. I would be like interested in reading more about them. And, I have always enjoyed LMS, the material that's available on LMS. So if we can include any, reading material regarding Hong Kong's law and Singapore's law, that would be,
We're going to do that.
helpful.
That's what this kind of class structure. So today the questions were asked, the answers to this will be given and it will be uploaded as a chapter in
No,
your
not
LMS.
only answers, but there are other aspects also which are like we have separate detailed PDFs on LMS portal for other courses as well. So that kind of, if we can get material,
Yeah,
because
we're
that's
going to
help
work
is
on this because this course is new. So the
Yes,
materials are also getting made as the classes are happening. So
Okay.
if you see your other courses, I don't know if you're part of corporate
Yes,
law
ma'am.
or some of the students here are part of international business law. So their materials are already there because this is the second batch that is starting.
Okay, this is
But for
okay.
you guys, it's the first batch. So the
Okay.
materials are also getting made as the classes happening. So that is why it will take time for all the materials to come there and your hard copies also to be sent across because the materials are getting made in the process, right? That's why we keep updating the LMS as well. So now it's going to happen and slowly the countries, like there's some countries which you already have, like US, Singapore, you already have bunch of materials. But for Hong Kong and Netherlands and these new countries, you don't. So we're working on those materials and you will get it. And a hard copy also you will get accordingly, okay?
Okay, ma'am. And one more thing, like it's a request, and I don't know, but take it lightly only. But it's like we have this holiday season, so will it be possible to extend the assignment date for?
See,
just
assignment
this
is not
week?
going to be extended. That's a new policy which I
For
wanted to
this
tell
week.
everyone again. This
This
week, again, I'm sorry, but that's a policy across all courses. So assignment extension is not going to happen. You see, if you cannot attempt it now, attempt it later, but there will be a penalty. Okay, and maximum penalty will be -3. It's not going to be -10 or -100. Okay.
Okay.
So every day of delay is 0.5 negative marking, and after 6 days it will be -3, and beyond that we're not going to deduct. So try and write your answer in such a way that you get at least 8 or 9. So if 6 is reduced, so at least you have like 7 or 6 out of 10. Yeah.
Thank you.
You can submit it late, but only negative marking will happen because this is a kind of measure so that we enforce discipline. And tomorrow, as lawyers in your profession, if there is a deadline, it's teaching you that deadlines are important, because if everything we say, oh no, deadline is waived, someone is sick, mother is sick, father is sick, flood has come. I've actually had students sending me pictures of floods in their house. Okay, so a lot of genuine reasons. I'm not making fun of it lightly. But we just want to encourage everyone to stick to hard deadlines and just encourage that kind of discipline, because it is going to be useful in your professional life as well, right? In professional life, you cannot tell your boss that, I was sick, I had exam. If it's a deadline, it's a deadline. You have to meet it, irrespective, right?
Yes,
so just
ma'am,
that kind of
definitely.
discipline we want to encourage. And this is not just for ICD or IBL or corporate, it's being done across all law seeker courses, especially from the new year. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other question, guys? Okay, great. So next week there is no class. We will see you all in January. And I wish you and your family a very, very happy New Year, happy Christmas if you celebrate it, and happy holidays. Please enjoy, don't take stress, enjoy yourself, don't party too hard. And we'll see you all in January. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions, suggestions, or grievances. We're there to help you. Yeah.
Happy New
Yeah,
Year
same
to
to
you,
you, man. Thank you.
Bye.
to
Happy
the
holidays.
whole team.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye. You guys can
Okay,
leave.
bye.
We just want to have a quick meeting on this link. And
Okay, man. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you.